the Board of Works meeting this morning as far as the parking situation is concerned?
Well, we had a report from a study on Kilgore Avenue. I'd like to read that. And an investigation was conducted on Kilgore Avenue, State Route number 32, from Jackson Street southwest to the Nickel Plate Railroad. The following conditions prevail. Those properties from Jackson Street southwest to Adams Street have off-street parking. There are 2 properties involved. Those properties from Adams Street southwest to Charles Street have off-street parking with the exception of numbers 184, 188, and 212. 184 and 188 could possibly obtain off-street parking. Number 212 does not have any visible means of off-street parking. All properties from Charles Street southwest to the Nickel Plate Railroad either have garages or have access to the rear of their properties from the paved alley. 252 Kilgore Avenue may have some difficulty entering his property from the alley due to a chain link fence. However, there is a large gate leading into his property from the alley. Total number of properties involved is 52. In 1963, the average daily count on Kilgore Avenue was 9,250 vehicles, and another count was taken in 1966, and the average daily count had risen to 9,875 vehicles. This shows an increase of 625 vehicles per day. This matter was taken under advisement. This was a request of the President of the Board and City Attorney Ed Dixon, so it was taken under advisement since he isn't here today to review this.
Now, there was some parking situation raised as far as Kirby Avenue is concerned. What about this?
Yes, at the request of Borg-Warner Corporation, an investigation was made reference to the above subject on the 16th day of April 1968. The subject is parking on Kirby Avenue on the north side of the street from Grant Street east to Penn Street. The recommendations that no parking this side be installed from Grant Street east to Penn Street on the north side of Kirby Avenue. The findings are thus. There are 4 entrances to the Borg-Warner parking lot. All entrances are properly constructed. The distance between each entrance is not sufficient to allow parking. At the time of this investigation, vehicles are parking in such a manner that the sight distance on emerging from the lot is practically nil.
Mr. Price, what about the streetlight situation?
There were a number of requests for streetlights. These were approved except those that were on alleys and one on Tyrone Drive. The city engineer stated that Tyrone Drive and the properties east of Tyrone Drive are not within the city limits, and therefore the city cannot install lights. We also had a request from Marion Drum at 410 Streeter for a fence, and in return for property dedicated to the city. So this is tabled for further investigation.